I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White.
Right.
You should shut up and do the job.
Chicken
What if the fairest of them all turned out to be Hollywood's most painful cautionary tale? Picture a legendary studio betting its crown jewels on a bright new star, only to watch the audiences vanish, the memes multiply, and a bearded comedy. Legend march in to deliver one brutal reality check. This is the story of how Disney's Snow White remake crashed into a wall of pixelated blocks, and why that echo could rattle the Magic Kingdom for years. The casting announcement should have been a coronation. Rachel Zegler, fresh off a Golden Globe-winning splash in West Side Story, landed the role little girls have dreamed about for generations. Yet instead of ticker tape congratulations, she walked straight into a hurricane. Comment threads lit up with arguments over Disney's woke agenda, and conservative pundits slammed the studio for recasting a Snow White princess with a Colombian-American lead. Zegler shrugged off the noise, until she added fuel herself. On an early press day, she laughed that the original prince literally stalks Snow White and boasted that this heroine won't need a man. The teen magazine for admirers. It was refreshing candor. For nostalgic fans, it felt like a slap to childhood memories. And just like that, the fairy tale glow dimmed, but the apple hadn't even been bitten yet. Peter Dinklage lobbed the next grenade. On a podcast, he blasted Disney for progressive on one hand, backwards on the other, accusing the studio of peddling an outdated dwarf stereotype. Within days, Disney scrapped the 7 dwarfs entirely, unveiling on-set photos of full-sized magical companions of all shapes and sizes. Land of Geek dwarf actors cried foul, fans screamed lore massacre, and Reddit threads compared concept art to a Renaissance fair flash mob. The screenplay was frantically rewritten, chasing a progressive ideal while hemorrhaging goodwill. By the time cameras rolled again, insiders joked they were shooting draft number 8 and counting. Yet the real storm was still hovering just off stage. If charisma is currency, social media is Wall Street, and Zegler kept spending. She declared on TikTok, "People will always line up to see me." The soundbite ricocheted across X faster than a sneeze in an elevator. Then came the photos. Rachel, alone in a cavernous cinema, rows of red seats perfectly empty behind her. She posted the selfies with cheerful captions, seemingly unaware the images looked less like private screening glam and more like box office ghost town. X, formerly Twitter, commenters roared, remixing her quote into memes that aged faster than milk. "People will always line up, just not today." Meanwhile, 2 exits down the hall, the party of the decade was about to begin. Enter Jack Black, wielding a diamond pickaxe of box office dominance. A Minecraft movie opened second weekend of April with a domestic splash so massive it made Hollywood spreadsheets cry. $163 million in 3 days, surging past $500 million seemed out worldwide by week 2. Box Office Mojo critics called it stupid fun, parents called it kid gold, and executives called it the movie we wish we'd made. In contrast, Snow White's glittering carriage stalled at $42 million opening and limped to $183 million globally after 3 painful weeks. Box Office Mojo. The math wasn't just ugly, it was humiliating. And humiliation, so the rumor mill says, needed a voice. Behind an awards show curtain, Black supposedly cornered Zegler. Sources disagree on the exact wording. Some swear it was calm, others insist it was volcanic. But the gist was simple. Calling your audience trolls isn't helping. YouTube. One witness claims Zegler's eyes filled, another says she stormed off, and a third whispers she burst into sobs in front of studio brass. Whether the man known for rock opera screams actually screamed is uncertain. What is clear is what followed. Zegler went silent on social media. The press tour stopped dead. Disney PR issued only gauzy statements about realigning the marketing strategy. The confrontation became headline shorthand. Jack spoke, Rachel broke, but Disney's headache was just beginning. Because numbers don't read press releases. Inside the Burbank lot, executives tore through spreadsheets like hungry wolves. Test screening cards called the movie preachy and 2 films fighting in one body. The New Yorker editors were ordered to carve 10 minutes, then 20, then entire romantic subplots. Reshoots ballooned past the $25 million mark, devouring the marketing budget meant for a splashy global tour. Bob Iger demanded bi-weekly updates, and, according to one leak, coldly asked, "How did our sure thing become our problem child?" The answer was complicated. The outcome was brutal. Snow White lost 40% of its theaters by week 4, and the memes kept dancing on its petals. Across social media, a bigger question began to bloom. Had Hollywood's message machine finally drowned out the magic? Viewers didn't seem tired of princesses. They were tired of being lectured. Minecraft bombarded them with square-headed joy and a Jack Black battle anthem. Snow White asked them to admire its virtue. One critic called it homework in a ball gown. Commentators pointed to Zegler's stumble as proof that agenda-driven storytelling was past its sell-by date. Meanwhile, Barbie, once hailed as the ultimate girl power blockbuster, quietly slipped behind Minecraft in cumulative grossies. People.com. The message: people still crave fun. Just hold the sermon, which left Disney facing the sharpest mirror of all. Snow White's poisoned apple wasn't one misquote, one dwarf controversy, or even one rumored showdown. It was a layered bite of arrogance, algorithm, and audience fatigue. And when the fairest mirror cracked, it reflected a truth bigger than one film. Nostalgia only works when it feels like a gift, not a brochure. Jack Black's alleged backstage warning may or may not have broken an actress, but it definitely echoed across Hollywood boardrooms. Respect the crowd. Or watch them vanish faster than a pair of glass slippers at midnight. So will Disney rediscover the wonder that built its empire, or keep polishing apples nobody wants to taste? The answer could write the next chapter of cinematic history. Because in 2025, the real happily ever after isn't found in castles, or dwarfs, or hashtags. It's found in a darkened theater filled with laughter, awe, and seats that are anything but empty.